cottonseed oil. A little more than 100 years ago, it was responsible for the biggest dietary shift of the 20th century. Use of Crisco, vegetable shortening, originally made from cottonseed oil, meant that food preparation no longer required the use of animal fat. That revolutionized life in the American kitchen. But by the 1970s, cottonseed oil had fallen out of favor. Its reputation tarnished by trans fat content and the heavy use of pesticides in cotton production. Cotton producers saw a critical market for their valuable product nearly evaporate. Fast forward to today. Modern technology and improved farming practices have led to a new generation of cottonseed oil that is free of pesticides and trans fat. First introduced 7 years ago by Cotton Belt Corporation under the Cotrio brand as a line of flavor-infused cooking oils, the product has seen strong and encouraging success in the southern United States. The Cotrio name reminds every consumer of the product's 3 primary benefits. It's an extraordinary culinary performer, it's pesticide-free, and it's heart-healthy. Now we, Hiram Smith Communications, are ready to launch a Cotrio brand extension with a new line of flavor-infused Cotrio baking oils. The specialty foods industry is in the middle of a boom, growing more than 3 times faster than the general food market, and is expected to reach the $100 billion mark by 2016. The specialty oils category is the second fastest growing segment in this industry, currently consisting of over $700 million in annual sales. The timing of our launch of Cotrio baking oils could not be better. Cotrio baking oils will break into the market with exciting new flavors, an established and trusted brand, a booming specialty foods industry, and a new marketing strategy that together all but guarantee success and will return cottonseed oil to a place of prominence in the American kitchen. Now here's Sydney with our market analysis.
Cotrio baking oils are the perfect choice for the baking enthusiasts looking to try new and intense flavors in their creations without the worries of big increases in calories or fat. Our oils fit beautifully into the food-centric culture of Texas, where consumers are looking for the near balance of saturated, polyunsaturated, and monounsaturated fats, a high smoke point, and the assurance that their oils are pesticide-free, all traits of Cotrio. As Jake said before, we are in a rapidly growing market. In fact, between 2011 and 2013, the oil sector of the specialty foods market grew by $100 million. This growth is attributed to an increase in demand for expanding consumer palates and for healthier oils. As you can see here, the majority of our target market is looking for oils that are trans fat and cholesterol free, both of which Cotrio has to offer. Our primary consumers are the ladies we like to call the baking belles, like Sarah. Sarah's a 40-year-old mother that currently works at an insurance company with an annual household income of $120,000. She's active on Facebook and Pinterest and is always looking for new recipes to try out. And when she bakes for her friends and family, she wants to make sure that the ingredients she uses are healthy and good for the environment. She loves to get together with her friends to try out new recipes while also sharing ideas for new flavors and products. Our secondary consumers are the baby belles. Baby Belle Amanda is 28 years old, currently working as an account executive, making $60,000 a year. She's active on multiple social media platforms, likes to work out, and is always looking for healthy new flavors to try in her creations. Her true passion on her time off is to spend it creating baking masterpieces that she takes back to share with her colleagues and friends. And now here's Michelle with our competitive analysis.
Cotrio baking oils is the first and only flavor-infused baking oil made from cottonseed. Our product goes beyond the limitations of other flavor-infused specialty oils because it is a top culinary performer, exhibiting a high smoke point and intense flavors. It is also certified pesticide-free and heart-healthy. These benefits and many more position Cotrio baking oils well for acquiring market share in the expanding specialty oil market. As you can see, Cotrio baking oils is competitively priced at $1.70 per ounce. Cotrio baking oils stands out in vitamin E content, providing almost a full milligram more per serving than its closest competitor. With a shelf life of 2.5 years, Cotrio baking oil outlasts its competitors, like Boyajan with a shelf life of 1 year and olive oil at 2 years. Cotrio baking oil also has a high smoke point, which is very important because at high heats, other oils will break down and turn rancid. Cotrio baking oils boast a smoke point of 425 degrees Fahrenheit, far above its competitors. Cotrio baking oils also has a few indirect competitors, but our marketing campaign does not focus on gaining market share from them. Now let us look at a few key points of our SWOT analysis. Starting with strengths. Some of our strengths include existing industry relationships, a patented flavor infusion process, and trans fat and cholesterol-free. Two of our weaknesses include the credibility of cottonseed oil and the learning curve of product use. One of the opportunities we have is the growth of the specialty food market. And finally, one of our threats includes the emergence of shadow products. Now here's Kate with Business Proposition.
Cottonseed oil is a cotton byproduct made from the seed found within here, the cotton boll. Cotrio baking oils will help to revitalize the market for the cotton producer that, after decades of robust growth, nearly disappeared, beginning in the 1970s. Our plan for Cotrio hinges on 5 key planning assumptions. First, Cotrio is a brand extension of the existing Cotrio cooking oils line, produced and sold by Cotton Belt Corporation. Cotrio has an established relationship and shelf space opportunity available here in the Cotton Belt states. Second, Cotton Belt Corporation has price contracts for cottonseed oil and expects price and supply to remain relatively stable for the next 4 years. Third, the flavor infusion process for Cotrio baking oils is patented, and Cotton Belt Corporation holds the exclusive rights to it. Fourth, all product testing and development have been completed, and Cotrio baking oils are ready for commercialization. And our 5th and final assumption is that Cotton Belt Corporation enjoys robust retailer relationships with both H-E-B Grocery Company and Central Market and these 3 Texas distributors, as well as DPI, a national specialty foods distributor whose locations align with our Cotton Belt states. Let's take a look at our goals. We will achieve a 4% market share in the specialty oil market in our target demographic in Texas, and 3% of that same market share in our expansion cities. We will achieve a 2% product awareness and a 7% brand awareness within our target demographic. And by the end of year 3, we will have met or exceeded a net profit of $550,000. The strategy statement for Cotrio is, for the health-conscious, flavor-adventurous baking enthusiast, Cotrio baking oils are a competitively priced, versatile baking and flavoring ingredient. Pesticide, cholesterol, and trans fat-free, Cotrio baking oils appeal to those who value knowing the source of their food and the ingredients in it. Now here's Kate and Katie with our plan of action.
We will hire one brand manager who will work collaboratively with the existing Cotrio brand marketing team. This person will be in charge of sales and promotional events, attending trade shows, and managing all promotional tactics for the baking oils brand. Cotrio baking oils are a flavoring ingredient that add great versatility to consumers' baking endeavors. The oil will be offered in a variety of original flavors, including pure, cinnamon, butter, and maple. These flexible yet familiar flavors allow baking enthusiasts to use Cotrio baking oils to enhance everything from their oldest family recipes to their latest kitchen experiments. Cotrio baking oil's simple ingredients and nutritional benefits make it possible for bakers to create sweets that are as healthy as they are flavorful. Feel free to try the cookies in front of you guys. They've been made using our delicious maple oil. Cotrio baking oil is the first product of its kind. It is the only flavor-infused cottonseed oil for baking on the market. In order to capture market share within the specialty oil space, Cotrio baking oil will be sold in 8.5-ounce bottles, competitively priced at $1.70 per ounce. To reach our baking belles and baby belles, Cotrio baking oil will be sold in high-end grocery chains such as H-E-B and Central Market, as well as smaller specialty food retailers. The oil will also be available for purchase through our e-commerce platform. While the majority of our promotional tactics target primarily consumers in Texas and the surrounding areas, our e-commerce platform will make the oil available to a broader national audience. Cotrio baking oil's rollout plan has been strategically designed to leverage existing brand awareness and align with key industry events. The oil will first be made available for purchase online in September 2015. In January 2016, Cotrio will introduce the new baking oils alongside the existing cookie oils at the Fancy Food Show in San Francisco. In the same month, Cotrio baking oils will be launched for retail sale in H-E-B and Central Market stores in the Austin area. By the end of year one, Cotrio baking oils will be available for purchase in Austin, Dallas-Fort Worth, San Antonio, Houston, El Paso, and Lubbock. Year 2 will bring expansion throughout Texas, and in year 3, we will reach consumers through similar stores in these expansion cities. Our promotional tactics have been designed to fulfill the following 3 marketing objectives. First, to establish Cotrio baking oils as the premier option with a loyal brand following and as an innovative alternative to more traditional baking oils. Second, to raise awareness for Cotrio baking oils and to continue to promote cotton as a food crop. And third, to leverage existing and implement new promotional tools to generate a sustainable profit. Flavor bakes it better. Flavor bakes it better is the tagline that we will use to promote Cotrio's superior flavor and endless creativity. It will be the theme that unites our promotional tactics and is the central premise for our key promotional activity, the Baking Bells competition. Now here's Kate with an inside look at our Baking Bells competition.
Following our soft launch in September 2015, Cotrio will use its social media platforms to begin promoting and accepting entries to our Baking Bells competition. The competition was strategically designed to appeal to our target market, those who enjoy baking for and with the people they love. The competition invites women to come together with friends and family to form a team of baking bells. The bells then experiment with Cotrio baking oils to best demonstrate that flavor bakes it better with the winning recipe. The bells first compete on social media for likes, pins, favorites, and tweets from Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and Instagram using the competition hashtag #BellsBakeItBest and Flavor Bakes It Better. This consumer-generated social media attention will not only raise awareness for our product, but it also lends credibility. The teams that garner the most social media attention will advance to Phase 2, an in-store bake-off at a Central Market grocery store. Winners will be announced at the Austin Food and Wine Festival in April 2016. We'll repeat the competition again later in the year with winners announced in October at the Texas State Fair. Trisha Yearwood will be Cotrio Baking Oil's honorary Baking Belle. She'll crown our winners of both of the Baking Bells competition and feature the winning recipes on her television show, Trisha's Southern Kitchen. Let's get to know Trisha a little bit better.
Hey, I'm Trisha Yearwood. Most of you know me as a singer, but what you might not know is that among my family and friends, I'm equally known for my cooking. Being the good Southern girl that I am, I'm cooking some amazing recipes that have been passed down for generations. So pull up a front row seat in my kitchen, where everything is easy to make and everything is home cooked.
To continue to promote Cotrio baking oils and the Baking Bells competition, we'll add product pages to the existing Cotrio brand website and these social media sites. Baking tutorials, recipes, and competition information will all be posted here. We'll provide product samples to select foodie and baking bloggers, to encourage product reviews and recipe sharing, further enhancing our reach.
Strategic earned media initiatives in print, as well as appearances on local talk radio and television shows such as these, will broaden our exposure to our key markets, as well as drive traffic to our retailers and our website for purchase. To target our consumers in our key markets in Texas and beyond, we will advertise in specialty food magazines for retailers, as well as in consumer publications such as these in our target markets. Every year during the holiday season, we will partner with Pamela's Dessert Mixes. Pre-measured oils will be packaged along with the mixes to promote them. We can also use this opportunity to test market new flavors as they're developed. Cotrio baking oils will compete for a number of Specialty Food Association awards, such as the prestigious Sophie Awards. We will leverage these accolades to generate new consumer and retailer interest, as well as to continue to promote Cotrio as a premium product. We'll attend several industry trade shows throughout our 3-year launch period, including the semi-annual Fancy Food Shows and America's Baking and Sweets shows. We'll generate broad retailer and distributor product awareness here. To encourage buy-in, we'll also offer a volume discount. Finally, Cotton Belt Corporation will donate 5% of its net profits every year to local Feeding America food banks in our target markets. Now here's Michaela with our financials.
Revenue will be generated through 3 channels: wholesale to distributor, wholesale to retailer, and direct to consumer sales. The sales forecast is conservative yet promising. Our market analysis found that our target consumer purchases oil at least once per month, and we estimated that we will capture 4 of those purchases per year. Even using this conservative estimate, Cotrio baking oils will see sales eclipse $2.4 million by the end of year 3. An intense and concentrated strategy will be employed to gain market share, requiring a year 1 investment of $344,000. This investment will prove beneficial despite the loss in year 1 and accounting for the donation made to food bank. We see attractive profit by year 2. Year 3 continues to trend upward with a profit margin of nearly 24% and net profit that exceeds $550,000. Now here's Jamie with monitoring and measuring.
We will monitor and measure Cotrio baking oil's goals using various internal and external resources. To assess our market share goal, we will use quarterly reports, comparative industry trends and statistics, and customer surveys. We will monitor product and brand awareness within our target demographic using Google Analytics, media tracking, and data from these online media sources. As a contingency, if target market and product and brand awareness goals exceed expectations, we will target additional local retailers and distributors in Texas while building relationships with men, restaurants, and professional bakers. We will use pre-existing relationships with DPI Specialty Foods to expand to target cities and introduce new flavors while advancing the pace of our rollout. If target market and product and brand awareness goals are less than expected, we will reevaluate marketing tactics and revise sales strategies, including our Baking Bells competition, by assessing customer response and individual flavor performance. We will also increase in-store demos and education about cotton as a food crop to eliminate customer speculation. With a successful and strategic introduction, Cotrio baking oils will generate more than $500,000 by the end of year 3. Quarterly and year-end sales reports, as well as year-end return on advertising investment, will provide insight to annual sales. If we exceed expectations, we will reassess the pricing structure, introduce new product sizes and flavors, and expand to additional markets while advancing the pace of our rollout. However, if our sales goal is less than expected, we will reevaluate our target audience, pricing and sales strategies, packaging design, and points of differentiation. Now back to Jake with a wrap-up of our plan.
Board of Directors. The timing for our launch of Cotrio baking oils could not be better. Your innovative product, along with this upbeat and exciting marketing campaign, will not only demonstrate financial success for both you and cotton producers, but also return cottonseed oil to a place of prominence in the American kitchen. What we have here is an opportunity to capitalize on a market that is growing at a phenomenal rate, a market that is demanding more flavor with healthier options, a market that wants to bake it better with Cotrio. We thank you for your time and your attention. We'll now welcome any questions you may have.
I see it, this is a line extension, so we have Cotrio out there, some kind of baking oil out there now. Do you see any cannibalism happening with that, where people turning more toward the flavored as opposed to what we have? And are those in the is that involved in the financial at all, or are we just looking at the flavored oils?
We do anticipate some overlap. However, we don't anticipate any cannibalization, and we're very confident in that because the demand for these baking oils came directly from our cooking oil line customers. The cooking oil line features more savory flavors. There's a garlic, there's a pepper flavor, and we saw great success with those. And the customers who were buying those asked specifically for sweeter flavors that they could use in baking recipes. So we anticipate that those customers who already use the cooking oil line will also continue to use those while purchasing this new baking oil line.
So this is additional sales beyond what we have today?
That is correct. We're adding value. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
You have some really creative promotional ideas. They just sound like they will work really well. But 2% and 7% product and brand awareness seems really low. So can you tell me a little more about how you arrived at those numbers and if you think that's enough to drive the sales success you expect?
Great question. With our existing Cotrio cooking oils line, we found those numbers in Texas to be about the amount that we'll capture. 2% product awareness is for the new new baking oils line, and then we'll be building on the cooking oil line with the brand awareness. So we already have some existing brand awareness that we'll be building on, and then starting with the baking oils, we'll have baking oil product awareness.
You people made a claim about pesticide free. Can you expand more on that claim?
So we know that it's really important. I know we're fighting over this. Yeah. We know it's really important to our consumers that our product is pesticide free. Like I said in the beginning, cottonseed oil just had a terrible consumer perception about it because there were so many pesticides used in its production in the 1970s, primarily to eradicate the boll weevil. And then that negative perception is a real concern for a lot of our consumers. So that's why one of the trio of benefits that Cotrio stands for is pesticide free. So the oil itself is certified to contain no trace of pesticide whatsoever.
What about GMO, since a lot of cotton is GMO?
Yeah, and it's no secret that that the majority of cotton produced in the United States is genetically modified. And that's part of the reason why we chose to launch in the South, because there's a better understanding of cotton as a food crop, and they understand that it is genetically modified.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Thanks. I'm not a baker. I love to eat it, but I'm not a baker. I guess my real question, and I understand we've got the other line that we're enhancing with this baking side. I see the real product differentiation as being the flash point or the smoke point or whatever, which to me would lead to frying rather than baking. So when you have a bottle of oil that has cinnamon or maple or another flavor in it for $14 for 8 ounces, when you're competitive, when you showed your canola oils, your vegetable oils with your Criscos and your Wessons and those things were, drastically different. I don't understand why I wouldn't take 3 tablespoons of Wesson oil and throw a half a tablespoon of cinnamon in my recipe. How do we even come close to fighting a price point of $14.50 for 8 ounces versus I can get a 64-ounce thing of Wesson oil for $4?
So we know that there's definitely the it's considerably more expensive per ounce. However, our oil is flavor infused. Flavor makes it better. And adding just a little bit of cinnamon or something, or whether it's an extract that's just water-based, those flavors will more easily distribute out of your baked good. I'm sure it looked like you tried the cookie there, so the flavor retention is much better. Also, we know that since this is a specialty product, we know that our consumers are more willing to pay that higher price point because they know that the health benefits, the flavor benefits are considerably better with our product as compared to a Crisco or a Wesson oil, like you said.
As you looked at the packaging size, was there any consideration to do smaller ones? So if you have a one-off recipe and you want to try the maple, but you're not a huge maple fan and you don't want a bottle of it sitting around, were there options on that?
So the reason why we chose the 8.5 ounce size bottles was because research and consumer feedback from our cooking line, we sell the cooking oils in 5-ounce bottles, and because baking generally requires more oil than cooking would, they asked for a larger sample or a larger packaging of the baking oils.
Okay, we're going to get Tricia Yearwood to, I think it's a great selection. She's got a great show. But I noticed in the financials that we're looking at $40,000 total for sponsorships and all of that. I'm sure Tricia is going to be a little more than 40 grand. Then we've got Pamela, whoever she is. We're going to do that as well, so we're going to carry that name. Where did you come up with 40,000? Did you get in touch with anyone as far as the actual cost for Tricia Yearwood?
So, I'm sorry, absolutely. Well, we're going to show you our just a quick financial statement. You have it in front of you, but we'll bring it up. So you'll see. So first of all, the Pamela's baking mixes that you did talk about. There's at the bottom. You'll see the brand partnership venture. That's where that is accounted for. And then as far as Tricia Yearwood, it's important to remember for all of our marketing expenses that we are a brand extension of an already Cotrio brand. So the Tricia Yearwood cost isn't being completely allocated towards the baking oils only. It's also being shared with the cooking oils. So that 40,000 that you're seeing is just the allocation.
So what is the total for her? Do you know offhand?
It would be double so you'd see the sponsorship, so it'd be double of whatever that is. So 80,000.
So it's $80,000?
Correct.
I don't think you're coming close, but that's all right.
Not even there. One other question I had is you had said that there was an e-commerce opportunity off of your website. Does that come from you directly? And if so, where do the cost for shipping, how much business do you expect to come from that? How does that figure into your financials?
If you could bring up our marketing or our income statement, that would be great. So as you can see, we have a column for cost of goods sold, and we have allocated all of the prices for shipping each bottle into the price of goods sold. Does that clarify your question?
So that includes the shipping to your distributors and also to e-commerce purchases. All of that's built in there.
Yes. So we are we buy our oil, and then we are using a co-packer that sends it to our distributors. So each individual price is for shipping. Each bottle is allocated into our cost of goods sold.
Okay.
You had a soft launch in September, and then nothing really seemed to happen until January. Can you talk about your decision to make a soft launch and whether you determined how that would be effective?
Sure. We decided to do a soft launch before our hard launch because we can use that opportunity to gain customer feedback about the oils and the marketing materials. So we can use that feedback from our existing Cotrio brand cooking oil customers in order to tweak or revise or refine any of our marketing materials. Sorry.
Okay, people are still, I'll ask, that's fine. Do people know and understand cottonseed oil, what it is, and do they care?
Definitely, that's a great question, and that's why we've decided to launch in the South. Cottonseed oil in the North might not be as familiar to people, and cottonseed oil in the South is more familiar because it's grown in the South, and people have a greater understanding of cotton as a food crop.
Do you see this moving further north?
Yes, we have decided to launch in the South because we wanted a controlled rollout, but eventually we hope to move national.
So there'll be cotton in Wisconsin pretty soon?
Sorry, that's